Imagine that everything in the world is based on a secret code or a holy plan. These are not laws made by people that are limited by time or space. Instead, they are cosmic laws that will always be the same. They don't have the power to punish you for bad behavior. Instead, they lead your life towards greater knowledge and happiness. You'll remember them because they shaped your life. But most importantly, they can make your present brighter. As we look deeper into these universal laws, may you not only learn facts, but also understand them and be changed by them. This is the law of divine oneness. The idea behind this theory is that we are all linked and a part of a sacred, limitless force that is bigger than any one of us. It teaches us that everything we do, think, and say has an effect on everything else in the world. It means realizing that your life, my life, and all lives are linked and depend on each other. We know that no one is alone when we understand the truth of divine oneness. We're all going on this trip together. We're not just a few drops in the ocean. We're the ocean itself. Because if everything we see, feel, and experience comes from the same holy souls, then it makes sense to treat everyone with love, kindness, and respect. It means giving other people the same care and attention that you would want for yourself. Knowing that any harm you do to another person is also harm you do to yourself. The golden rule is summed up in this law. Do what you'd like to be done to others. How then can we use this idea in our daily lives? At first, try to see the divine in everyone you meet. Every contact is a chance to show that you care and understand others. Let your words show how you understand this together, this when you speak. The law of energy says that when you listen, you should feel love, because you know that we are all parts of the same tree. This law says that everything in the world, from the biggest planets to the tiniest bits, and even your thoughts and feelings, work on different rhythms or frequencies. There is no rest. All of things are moving and buzzing at different frequencies all the time. If I want more money, I need to figure out what money feels like and try to meet that rhythm. The love frequency is the highest frequency. I need to be at that frequency if I want to feel love. I need to be tuned into the same vibration or frequency as the person I want to be in my life. You must match your energy to what you want in order for this law to work for you. You have to feel like one before you can be among the stars. Being aware of this rule changes how we see ourselves and our role in the world. We are not just physical beings going through life. We are made of energy and vibrate at different frequencies. These frequencies affect what we feel, how we connect with others, and our world. Think about what you feel and what you think. In times of happiness and positivity, you feel light and airy, like you're moving at a higher level. You also feel heavy and weighed down when you're sad or gloomy, as if you were moving at a lower frequency. What is the law of correspondence? It is said that what's going on inside you fits what's going on around you. It says that the way you feel and think inside has a direct effect on the outside world. So what's going on outside is just a reflection of what's going on inside you. That is without. What it says, everything looks great when you feel good about yourself. Everything around you looks bad when you're feeling bad. Everything around you is peaceful if you are peaceful on the inside. You'll feel stress in your life, though, if you're not okay on the inside. You are faced with a strong truth. You are the ones who make your world. By changing your internal state, including the ideas you have, the views you hold, and the way you act, you have the power to change the outside world. All of these give you a clear picture of your life. Things you think about turn into things you have to deal with. To change your world, you have to change yourself first. The world will then change to match your new self. The idea of law of attraction. According to this rule, whatever you focus on, good or bad, you will bring into your life. This is not just theory, It is a concept that successful people all over the world, including those from old nations, have known for a long time. The law of energy and the law of attraction are very much the same. What you are draws things to you, not what you want. You also need to think that you can get what you want, according to the law of attraction. If you want to get money but don't see how it's possible, and don't think it will happen, you're like a wind-blown wave in the ocean. You can't expect to get something if you don't think you can get it. Take care of yourself like your life depends on it. If you want to be healthy, do good things with your money, and it will come back to you. Love yourself and other people first if you want love. What is the law of inspired action? This law says that you can think about what you want, support it, and picture it, but until you act, nothing will change. But this isn't just any motion. It's a brilliant move. Taking action that is in line with your wants, your instincts, and your inner direction. The rule that makes your dreams come true is its moving force. Thoughts and feelings that are in line with your desires are helped by the law of attraction. The law of inspired action, on the other hand, pushes you to move in the direction of your desires. It's the link between the world of thoughts, which can't be seen, and the world of truth, which can be touched. You need to do something to get what you want. Acting from the heart is not forced. It's not born out of fear or panic. Instead, it's a happy, excited movement towards what you want. It comes naturally, without any effort, and fits perfectly with who you are. You're more likely to act because you want to than because you have to when you're really excited about your goal. The law that says energy can change forms. This law says that everything is made of energy, even your thoughts, feelings, and words. Energy can only change forms, not be made or destroyed. Things you think or feel don't stay inside you. They become something that spreads out into the world. This rule is where things start, and thoughts become them. You need to be aware that every thought and feeling you have creates and draws something to you. You have to choose to think and feel positively, and you have to do this on purpose. When you think about something bad for too long, it could turn into something bad. Quickly change your mind. When you understand that you are having a bad thought, replace it with a was one, to change its energy. Hurry up and do this before the bad thought becomes real. Why things happen the way they do. You get back what you give out, according to this law. Things you do to other people or the world will come back to you. It's how karma works. Things that happen in life are meant to be that way. Because of something you did, things are either going against you or in your favor. When you do good things, they help you. And when you do bad things, they hurt you. There is an equal and opposite response to everything that you do. For those who understand this rule, it means that to change the results you experience, you must first change the reasons that make them happen. What you plant comes back to you. Mangoes never come back to you. You will never get love if you plant apples. It's true that what you put out into the world, you will receive. You get what you give. You get love if you give it. You get money when you give it. Things that are done will be done again. Things you say or do don't just go away. It always comes back to either help you or hurt you. It will come back, but it might not right away. The law of making things right. This law is one, and is linked to the laws of frequency, attraction, cause and effect, and energy change. This law says that you will be paid based on how much worth you add to the world and to other people. It's a simple way to remember that when you give, you will receive. The good things you do for other people, society, or the world will always come back to you. It's not just about money or things that this law applies to. As love, kindness, joy, and peace, it goes beyond the physical world. You find love when you give it away for free. As you spread happiness, you feel it yourself. The law of physics. Nothing is good or bad by itself, says this law. You decide what happens. What they mean to you is the most important thing. This law tells you to take a step back from your own experiences and look at them in a bigger picture. What you think is a big problem might seem like a small issue to someone else when compared to the problems they face. In the same way, what you think of as a small accomplishment could be someone else's dream. When something happens, the law of relativity says you don't have to name everything around you. You don't need to say good or bad. You can instead see it as the result of deciding to give everything in your life the right purpose. Nothing that happens to you is really bad or good. It's only good or bad based on what you call it. The law of polarity says that everything has an opposite, or two ends. There is a beginning and an end to life. There is a heavenly world and this world that we live in. The North Pole and the South Pole are there. One is divine female energy, and the other is divine male energy. Sometimes twin flames look very different from each other, but they're really the same person. Being hot or cold doesn't mean anything more than a certain level of temperature. There is good and bad, but they are just different levels of what we think is right and wrong in your life. You can learn from the law of polarity that even when things look the darkest, light is still possible. There are seeds of chance in your hardest times. Even when you are deeply sad, you can still be joyful. The rule of beat. There is a natural flow or order in the world that doesn't like being messed up. You learn that the world is made up of cycles and patterns, like the way a pendulum swings, or the seasons change, like how the tide comes in and out. Every part of life moves in a regular way, just like day turns into night, and winter turns into spring. It's important to remember that this rule also applies to your life. You will have times of action, times of rest, times of growth, times of escape, times of joy, and times of sadness. Stay calm and wait for things to happen on their own. This will help you avoid many issues. When you try to make things happen the way you want them to, chaos ensues. This doesn't work, and it might make you angry. The law of gender is the last law. This law has nothing to do with being male or female. It has everything to do with the masculine and feminine energies that exist within us and in the universe. It doesn't matter if you are male or female. It's important to understand how these energies relate to each other. There is no better or more powerful energy. There are only energies that are opposite each other and work together. Knowing about the law of gender helps us understand how important balance is. It tells us that we need to balance our male and feminine forces in order to reach our full potential. It's not about being a guy or a lady less. It's about accepting all of our flaws so that we can become whole people. These are old rules that the smartest people in the land have always known and followed. You're going against the way the world works when you don't follow these rules, which makes life very hard. Even though you're not being punished, life can feel like a sentence when you're going against the flow of things. If you're still here, why don't you tell us which of these rules you've been following or are going to start doing? I'd love to know what you think. Have a wonderful day.